What's up, guys? It's your girl Zeta Lisa. Come on in, let's vibe. So, today, there's so much things I want to be speaking about today. So, today we have 3 topics, and we're going to start off with something that actually I was researching earlier, but it hits home for me because I think as parents, we all have that one time where we want to strangle our teenager just a little bit. And today was that day for me. So I definitely got my mom hat on today. And we are going to talk about this other dope ass mom who kind of put things in perspective, not only for her son, but for her son's girl. So take a look at this video because just recently I was telling you guys, because I was siding with my brothers here, ladies, that I feel like men have it really, really hard when it comes to this dating game. And the reason why I feel like men have it so hard is because there's so many expectations. It's like you got to pay for the first date. You got to make sure you take us somewhere that apparently is not the Cheesecake Factory, because if it's the Cheesecake Factory, she might not get out the damn car. So there is so many expectations that are set on men who are themselves still struggling with becoming a man, um being independent, learning what it is, how to manage money, and then presented with a woman who potentially got a nice body on them, and there's all that sexual tension, and so there's so much going on in the minds of our young adults. And I see that being a mom to a 16-year-old boy, because I have physically been there and seen when he's been through ups and downs in relationships. And as a mom, you see things from a different perspective. So now I think I'm able to see the world through my son's eyes. That sounds deep.
It does.
So I'm able to see the world through my son's eyes. And one thing that I have to touch on, and what I've been touching on this podcast, is men definitely have it hard when it comes to dating. There's lots of expectations on paying for the meal. Imagine how your 16 or 17-year-old son is paying for a meal when you wish he would pick up the tab for something small for your damn self, for their brothers and sisters, let alone paying for a girl. So check out this video real quick where mom had to set the record straight.
First restaurant he gonna take you to, what's the last restaurant your daddy took you to? Because you shouldn't be coming to him to be your daddy. That's not his role. It's a first date. I want y'all to bring that down to level 3. Y'all way on 10 with this foolishness and want to embarrass somebody. My second question is, have you ever been anywhere? Where do you take yourself? Let me see your checkbook registry. Let me log into your bank account and see what you feed yourself on a regular basis. Where do you take yourself for lunch or dinner? That's the next question I want you to answer. And then the third thing about this, come on back over here, because I need you to understand what time it is. A real lady is gonna be there for the purpose of what it's for. She's not looking for food because she's hungry that she can't afford, so she can take it to go and get a doggy bag. I'm gonna wrap this up to go. Why?
Shout out to mama. I must have watched this video 4 or 5 times, and every time I watched it, I was shaking my head in approval.
Shout out to Mom Dukes.
Mom Dukes set the record straight. There is no way that dating should be this difficult. Like, I'm dead serious. And like I said, I'm siding with my brothers. I'm siding and my brothers today, because I really do feel like it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure on something that's still very new and adolescent and may even be like innocent. And the man is like expected to pick up the tab. These girls are, and if you guys don't understand what's going on, let me just give you a little context. So it looks like he was dating a girl, and the girlfriend apparently is, using him for food. So she'll want to go on dates just so she can get a free meal. So this is where mom spazzes out and goes on and basically just blasts her, letting her know, like, let me see what's in your bank account. How are you able to feed yourself? Like, a woman is someone who, is not expecting that. And so I thought it was very interesting because, like, the son starts backing up in the video, and she's like, oh no, come back over
Yeah, he got a
here.
little embarrassed.
I mean, understandable. His mom's now going viral on TikTok, but I think it's such a powerful message to a lot of our women and fellow moms. I think it's important that we also, cuz we have to take accountability too as women. I think it's important that we teach our daughters the importance of independence, the importance of being logical, being fair, and, you know, being able to do it for yourself. I think that was one of the best characteristics that I myself learned from my mom. It's one of the things that I take pride in, is that I'm very independent. I, even as a little girl would, or as a teenage or a young adult, I would say, definitely made it work. Always had a job, always made sure that I took care of myself. And I always went on a date with the expectation that I may need to pay. So I need to make sure I got cash. I need to make sure I have a way to get home, because what happens if the date goes left and you stranded because you don't got no money? You ain't got nowhere to go home. So I always thought 5 steps ahead of the game and said I would never go on a date with a male, because I don't know what to expect, right? I don't know if this guy is going to do what is the right thing. And I kind of feel like it's not the right thing, but I really do think first dates need to be Dutch. Like, seriously, first dates need to be Dutch. You need to be able to get to know this person before you spend money on them. What do you think about that?
I can agree with that. Yeah. I mean, in the world that we live in now, and with the economy the way it is, I would say is leaning more towards that way, because a lot of people are watching how they spending their money.
Yes, I agree. Money don't come easy. Money does not grow on trees. So I think you do want to, and shout out to his mom, because she addressed the issue at hand. Like, I'm not going to allow you, and I'm going to put my son on the spot and let him know that he shouldn't be treated in this manner. So shout out to mom. That was a dope story. It definitely hit home for me because, like I said, sometimes you got to set these teenagers straight. So, speaking of setting the record straight, Jada Pinkett is still out there on the media streets promoting her book. And she took a quick stop at the Breakfast Club this morning to discuss some very recent allegations that came out about her husband, Will Smith. So the media has been going crazy because Tasha K just broke a story with Brother Bilal, who appears to be Will Smith's old or alleged assistant. And he came on Tasha K's show to say something very, very left about Will Smith and Dwayne Martin. This is all alleged. We have no proof, but he came out and suggested a sexual relationship between Will Smith and Dwayne Martin. And these internet streets went crazy. And I don't right now, like if I was Tasha K, like I don't know if she's hiding underneath her pillow or if she's loving every second of it. Um, you know, shout out to Tasha K because I think she is a dope journalist. I just feel like she does very, very risky stuff. And regardless, and I understand like the whole concept of like trying to get to the truth or trying to know or being the first person to break something. I just often feel like with that type of stuff, it's so dangerous.
Yeah, I hope she got a good lawyer.
I hope she got a good lawyer because it looks like Jada Pinkett came out of the
She said, "We
Breakfast
suing."
Club. she, she definitely said, we suing. She was on a phone. She just made sure that she looked at that TMZ camera and was like, we suing.
Facts.
So Jada Pinkett just briefly did address the rumors on the Breakfast Club. She said that they were false, that they're not true. And she even suggested that there was a shakedown and that they now have taken legal action and they're going to be addressing it legally. So I hope all parties involved can work it out peacefully. I don't know if that can happen.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see.
But
Tasha K got a lot of heat coming her way.
I mean, I'll definitely take a sip for the winos and Tasha. People are acting crazy out in these streets. Like the media is going crazy. There's just so many things going on. But one story that I definitely had to touch on was Draymond Green.
Oh man.
Draymond Green. I don't know why I don't see Draymond Green in like a tough guy. Like he doesn't come off as tough guy.
I don't know. In the NBA, he's thugging.
So the interesting thing about Draymond Green, right, is he has all this beef with. First off, it was people on his actual same team because I don't know if you guys remember, but Draymond Green was basically blamed for the year that they didn't win the championship because he said that he messed up the dynamic of the team by slapping his teammate. So he equates losing the championship to that smack. So here we are now with him putting let me touch base on this guy's name because
don't jack his name up.
Jaden McDaniel, I don't know who he is, but let me give it to you and let me break it down for the people, okay? It looks like Klay Thompson and Jaden McDaniels or Klay Thompson was boxing out Jaden McDaniels. It got a little rough. It got a lot rough. There was like a t-shirt. And let me tell you something, okay? I feel like that. I feel like that meme. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, okay? As a female, I don't watch this clip 15 times. I done slow mode. I done reversed. I done went forward. So if anybody's giving you the tea, it's me. So you need to like, comment, and subscribe because I done did the work for all you guys. There's no need to overanalyze the video. I done did it, okay? It looks like Klay Thompson was boxing out Jaden McDaniels of the Timberwolves. It got a little frisky. There was a little bit of holding, but I will say the person who started the holding was Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson had his hands on his jersey as he was boxing him out. You can see Jaden McDaniels trying to get loose. Then he grabs his. So now they're kind of going back and forth, which ultimately ended in like a WWE ripped jersey. Like literally, Klay Thompson had on a V-neck after, okay?
Yeah, he looked crazy. He like he just went to war.
He looked crazy. So in the midst of all that chaos, Rudy Gobert, Rudy Gobert, he was minding his business.
Innocent bystander.
He was an innocent bystander. He came to try to help to stop the fight. He tried to pull his mans up out of there. And here comes Draymond Green with the chokehold, okay? It was like a movie. He was a little bit like sinister about it. Like there was even like a smirk, like, yes, I got you.
Yeah.
And ESPN was running that all through. And so what ultimately ended up happening was, you already know, coaches got involved and everything was broken up. And it looks like they ended up ejecting Jada McDaniels, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green from the game. And just to make everything so much better, this all happened in the first quarter when it was like 0-0. Like the game hadn't even started and the dude was already ejected.
Yeah,
like,
that's ridiculous.
So Draymond Green is getting so much heat on these NBA streets. They are calling him a bully. They are referring to him as Big Bad. They are saying that something needs to happen to Draymond Green. Like, people think he needs to be reprimanded in some type of way because this is not the first time that he's been violent.
Yes. So that means he gets today's.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I mean, honestly, I think in the 90s, basketball was very rough, very tough. Like, as a Knick fan, I can tell you that we have had many brawls. One of my favorite Knick brawls of all time is when Jeff Van Gundy's wig went left.
His toupee.
When his toupee was like, that's the best Knick fight of all time. So I understand a little bit of like, aggression,
It's
but
competitiveness.
and competitiveness,
Yeah.
because us New Yorkers, we very competitive. I know I'm very competitive, so I could understand that. But what I can't understand is that this happened in the first quarter. Like,
yeah, no point scored.
no point scored. Like, you can understand if it's the fourth, it's OT. Like, feelings are hot and heavy. Like, you can understand a little grabbing, a little choke.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to put him to sleep.
But yeah, exactly. Like, that's the type of, like, he came from the back, guys, and he just like pulled him down. Like, it was brutal. Like, I definitely thought I was like I was in a hip hop video.
Facts.
Actually, let me tell you something, and this might sound a little crazy, but I don't know, when that event happened and I watched it back 15 times for you guys, I was like, why is it that basketball players are trying to be rappers and rappers are trying to be basketball players? Like, what? Why? Why is it that you always want the thing that you can't? Here goes my earring. But you always want the thing that you can't have. And in that moment, I don't know, it just gave me like, Draymond Green wants to be a rapper. Like,
He just want to be a thug, man.
but why? You
He just
have
want
it
to be
all.
thugging in the NBA.
And listen, shout out to Dre. I think he's a super talented player. Like, Sean thinks he's trash, but I like Draymond Green.
Honestly, man,
he has the best comeback story.
To put it in perspective, I think Draymond Green is like this generation's version of like Dennis Rodman, without all the flamboyantness.
I was gonna say, because
Yeah.
okay. I mean,
because Dennis Rodman was like, fighting dudes. He was getting rebounds, pushing people, throwing people on the floor, ripping jerseys. He was doing all that. So
it was the 90s though.
yeah, I mean, he wasn't the only one, but he was the one that stood out the most. But Draymond Green is like a 90s type of, he got the 90s type of vibes when it comes to like the aggressiveness.
No, it's just the
Yeah, he's ratchet.
I don't know. Something is up with Draymond Green. I don't know if you get to a point in your career, right? Maybe where you're like, yo, I ain't messing with these little dudes no more. You know what I mean? Like, I'm too old. Like, what? You said something. I'm straight going for the smack. I don't know what's going on.
I think he tries to add his value with the team as being like a thug.
Oh, like a tough guy.
Yeah, like you know, anything goes down,
Draymond.
you already know you're gonna see me. You foul one of my players too crazy, you're gonna get 2-piece. Like everybody got that one player on their team that's like 730 if something pops off.
It's always like that.
Yeah,
For the Knicks, it was Mason.
yeah. I mean, yeah, they had Larry Johnson though. He might flip on you. Patrick Ewing might flip on you.
The
Spreewell,
whole Knicks team with
Spreewell. Chris Childs giving out 2-piece in a biscuit. You know what I'm saying? So any given day, it could be anyone.
legendary.
It could be anyone. Shout out to Chris Childs.
Yo, shout out to Chris Childs, but shout out to Klay Thompson too, because I thought his face was the most funniest out of everybody's. Like, he was just shocked that everything went left so quickly. I think everybody thought it was so funny how, like, not even a couple of minutes into the game and it's already like 3 people ejected. So what I think is the funniest thing about this whole story is the Timberwolves end up taking it and winning 104 to 101. So Golden State, what are you doing? What are you doing?
The team is washed.
Listen, I'm a little disappointed. I thought it was funny as hell. I think we needed a little laugh in the NBA real quick, even though I really do feel like Draymond is going to have something to pay. Like, they're going to try to make an example out of this, but nonetheless, wish him the best. And yeah, guys, I appreciate talking to you guys, chilling. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And please hit the notification button so you can be notified when there's another video. It's your girl, Zeta Lisa. Love you guys much. And we will be doing this again.